Okay, this is a tipper cylinder off of a garbage truck. These work in pairs. We're going to do a disassembly here. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the rod. Check the rod before we go any further. We're going to push it out. Okay, let's get the fittings out of here. Now, prior to this, I took this out to the pressure washer, cleaned all the grease off of it. Okay, now you always want to check for these set screws in here. Seen guys try to take these apart. They don't see the set screw in there. This one you can see it. Sometimes you can't see them. They start putting wrenches on there and they screw it all up. So always check for set screws. So there's one right there. Put that in their little magnetic tray. Okay, we're going to push this rod out and do an inspection first. Let's get a couple fittings here. Let's see here, we got this one. We're just going to push this down into our tanks outside. I'll show you how I do it to get the oil. If the rod's bad, we'll junk it. First thing you got to check. It's not going to be worth fixing if the rod's bad on this particular cylinder. So that's what we want to find out first. So what I'm going to do is, you know it has oil in it. I have my little hose here. I'm going to hook this up and we're just going to push it right down the drain. Now if it's winter time, I would save this oil and I'd burn it. I'd put it right into my oil burner. But right now we're just going to push this down the drain, let it go down. Now it'll go outside into the big tank. Got a little air valve here, shut off. Okay, so force it out and the oil is just going to go right down the drain line. So far the rod looks really good. Sounds like the piston seal might be bad just by hearing that air. Okay, this rod looks good, so we're going to go ahead with this one. Rod's really clean. Okay, so we're gonna continue on with this. Let's get it apart. I'll at least show you how to getting it apart, and then we'll stop the video on that. This is a basic cylinder, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I have another one of these that goes along with this one. We'll check that one next. It'll be the same thing. I don't know what these cylinders cost, but it's probably, I would say, possibly about $1,000 cylinder. Not sure, because they're always different prices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my air hammer and first try to crack it a little bit. Now you got to be careful because you don't want to hit the rod with these things. Okay, I have several different air hammers. I got a couple snap-ons and a Matco. The Matco seems to have the most power. Okay, so and I have a bunch of different tips. What I'm going to do is take this pointed tip and I'm just going to hit this a little bit, see if I can get it to move. Remember, you don't want to hit the rods, okay? You do that, it's over. So I'm just going to come in here. Okay, that's all I want to do, because it deforms that a little bit. I'll leave this on for the next one. You're getting it started. I'll try this or a pipe wrench to finish it off. See if I can get this to get it out now. Okay, it's real tight. Okay, there we go. Okay, there, it's going to work. Sometimes you got to get a pipe wrench on them. Okay, this one's starting to come out. So what we'll do, we'll grab this rod. Now on this little crane I have here, I have two winches basically. That way one guy can do everything himself. You know, when we had a bunch of guys in here, you know, they'd always be over at the other guy's table doing all this. No, we set it up to where one guy can do this himself. Over the years, you figure out, you know, what you need to do it. You know, instead of getting a bunch of jacking around going on with the 4 or 5 guys in the shop, you know, beating off and going over them, talking and all this stuff. You know, it's tough. Business is tough now, and you got these people, you know, that think they're good mechanics and have their hands out for a bunch of money, but then they can't really do the work. They can't, you know, but they want all the benefits and the big money, and then you got stuff that comes back on you. So you got to really pay attention. You know, you get a bunch of comebacks, that's it. That's why we test everything in here. We've seen that before. And it's hard to, you know, you got different levels of mechanics. Okay, so that's basically it. And let's check the barrel real quick. You always check your barrel before you move on. Take your inspection light. Look down the barrel, make sure there's no scars, and boy, that looks real good. Let's double check. It's real clean in there. So this one's going to be a go. It has a good rod. The barrel's good. So basically, it's just a reseal. We'll set this down. Get this out of the way. Bring this down here. Let's see if we can crack this one with a 3/4 impact. Get that in there. Let's do that real quick before I end this video. Let's see what's up here. Okay, there it is. Now take note, you know, guys will put these on backwards, how this is. I've seen them do it. Then your wear band's on the bottom. Take note if you have to take a picture. You know, there's a lot of different cylinders, and you don't know. Things get set down, and then someone else comes to work on. Okay, let's see if this will crack it. Okay, that's not going to do it. So then we go to the breaker bar. Okay, what I'm going to do is get this piston. Let's get it down, touching this stand. And we put a little pressure on it. Okay. Make sure this is okay. I'm gonna be careful. You don't. Let's come down a little bit. You don't want to get hit in the head. Put a little pressure on this. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay, that's how you do it. So now we got it broken. When you put that on, we'll break our bar with a little Loctite, so it never comes apart. It's got a locking type nut on it. Piston off, head off. Okay, it looks just like a reseal. So that'll be it for this video. We'll do the other one the same way. I don't think I'll show you the reseal part on this particular cylinder. It's not very exciting. Stand by for the next one.